Hi there gorgeous, and a very happy money saving March to you. If you missed my initial announcement, every video coming out the entire month of March is drugstore themed, and I'm also doing 5 videos a week. So please subscribe so you don't miss out on any videos coming out in the future. Today's review is for Forever 21 makeup. I was in the mall recently with my friend Corinne. We were shopping around this past weekend, just having a good time, and Forever 21 popped up, and I thought back, you know what? It's been, I don't even know how many years, probably 3 or 4 years since I reviewed their makeup on this channel. So I wanted to give them another shot. And I have to say, I was very impressed by the displays that they had in the store. And it was really hard for me to pick products to test out because I wanted to try everything. Beautiful displays, aren't they? I was very impressed by everything I saw within this store. And every product that I'm showing you here today is under $9. There's only one $9 product. A majority of these are between $4.90 and $7.90. So a lot of affordable finds here. I'll show you everything in an up-close application and a wear test, and I'll let you know if any of these are worth picking up or not. First product I'm testing out here is an eyeshadow palette. Looks like that up close. I was really attracted to all of the colors. You're not surprised. And before I apply it on my eyes, I'll show you what it looks like up close in swatches so you can get an idea of the color range that we are dealing with here. It looks like there are only 2 matte eyeshadows out of all 9 shades that you get here. Beginning with this really warm, what appears to be maybe a red toned eyeshadow. I'm applying that in the crease. And I do already have an eyeshadow primer applied. It's rather light in pigment, but it's showing up nicely. I didn't apply much on my brush either because I didn't know. You never really do know what you're going to get, but I can see I need to add. I'm going to take my blending shade. I'm using Wet n Wild's Brulee here and blend out the edges. That's really, really red. It doesn't look that way in the pan either. And you can see what I mean? Well, I guess it does. In person, it looks a little darker, though. It doesn't look like this bright shade that you're seeing here on my eyes. It's blending really well, though. I'm not having any issues with blending out the edges. I'm going to take a risk here. I'm not sure how this is going to look. We can always wash it off, but we're going to try it anyway. I'm taking this, what appears to be a deep plum purple, and I'm going to use that to deepen the crease a little bit. Well, doggone, that one's really easy to apply too. No issues. One eye always looks better than the other. Every time. Taking one of the shimmers next, I'm using this one. You never know what you're going to get when it comes to shimmer eyeshadow. I'm applying that on the remainder of the lid that you can see. That's actually not bad. Going back with another layer of this eyeshadow, and you can see that's a pretty extreme application. I'm going to layer it with a lighter eyeshadow because I want a bit more contrast there. So I'm taking this one from the end of the palette and applying that over the top. Well, I am liking it. I'm liking it a lot. It looks really great. And so far the quality is great with every eyeshadow I've used from that palette. They had a number of different eyeliners to try. I went through several different ones before I finally made a decision. I ended up going with this one. It's their felt tip eyeliner. And it doesn't say if it's waterproof. Nothing on the pen, so there's no way to reference this in the future if you did like this product and you wanted to go back and purchase it. A little surprised to see that they didn't put their name on it, but anyway, that is what it looks like when you swatch it. Very richly pigmented. It does feather, and if I come in really close on my hand, maybe you'll be able to pick up on the little feather marks that are there. Very rich pigment though. I'm barely touching my eye with this pen and I have instant liner. And actually I'm not seeing much feathering on the inner corners. Typically that's where you pick it up if you're going to get it, but it's not showing up there. Next one I'm trying out here is their lengthening mascara. That is the one that you get with the mascara, which is not my typical favorite, and it appears to be a very wet mascara right off the bat. I can tell because when I took it out of the container, it was almost dripping off of the wand. Yeah, this is an exceptionally wet formula. You can tell by how wet my lashes are with the application. Hooey, that is going to be hard to apply to my lower lashes. It's okay. It did add length to my lashes. It's not the most favorite mascara I've ever used. But anyway, I'm also trying out an eyebrow pencil. That's all it says, eyebrow pencil. And it appears to be similar to the Charlotte Tilbury eyebrow pencil in the way that it looks. It looks straight up gray. Well, okay. See, first impressions can really throw you off. That's not so scary after all. I thought it was going to be a real, bad color, but this is not bad at all. This blends right in. And it is extremely similar to the Charlotte Tilbury pencil in how it's applying this product. I'm trying to find my Charlotte Tilbury, but I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it. Maybe I should do a whole video on Charlotte Tilbury dupes. I know Emily Noel did one recently, and I haven't watched it specifically because I did not want to be influenced. But now that I have found my own dupe, I might try to find some others. Trust me, I love to support my YouTube friends. I really, really do, but sometimes I will not watch a video if I'm thinking I want to do something along the same lines because I don't want to feel like I'm copying them, and I definitely don't want to be ever thought of as that. I try to be original in my content, and trust me, I've been accused of copying other people. That's not the case, but I'm loving that brow product. It's very natural looking on my eyes, and the application was so seamlessly easy with it. Went ahead and applied my lashes and a powder foundation that I'm testing out for another video coming out this week. And if you're interested in the lashes I'm wearing, these are the style I do from my brand. I will have them linked for you below. The next product I have to test out here is a blush palette, and this is the one that I picked up. It had a lot of really beautiful pinks, and thinking I want to use maybe this shade. Maybe this shade. I also picked up this fan brush. I thought that was fabulous, and it is super duper soft. Picking up some of the blush on this fan brush, and I'm going to apply, ooh, Powder City. Hello, I got powder going all over the place here. Well, the brush is very soft, it is, but it's not picking up product the way that I would like for it to. It's really struggling to get any of the blush on it, and then when you apply it, it's more or less spraying it into the air. I'm not really seeing much on my face here, so to give the blush a fair fighting chance, I'm going to go in with my traditional fan brush. Super powdery, my goodness. And it may not have been the brush's fault, honestly, because this is a great brush. I'm struggling with getting this to show up. I am practically digging into this blush right now, trying to get it onto my skin, and it's not happening. And this is their illuminating kit. So you get 4 highlighters that look like that. And I'm going to use the lightest one at the end of the palette here. Apply that. Oh, goodness. Lots of pigment there. Very strong. Wow. That's excellent. Excellent. I love to see when something is actually good. On the day I did this wear test, I wore everything for a total of about 9 hours. So we'll go through each product and I'll show you what it looked like at the end of the day, beginning with that eyeliner. Really impressed with this one on the initial application, but sad for me to tell you that it did break apart on the inner corners of the eye and it flaked away, practically disappeared. So this is not a product that I would feel comfortable using in the future, and I do not recommend it. The eyeshadow palette was okay. It wasn't my most favorite. The quality is good with all the eyeshadows, don't get me wrong. I think the color range is what threw me off. I didn't really like the look that I had created that day. And if you look at my eyes, you can see that the shimmer really moved around. And if I were going to use this palette again, I more than likely would apply it wet or use a glitter glue to keep that shimmer shade intact. So not bad quality with the eyeshadows. I would have liked a different color array personally. So I feel like their palettes are are worth looking into. The illuminating kit, that highlighter, that was so incredibly strong on my face, both on application and by the end of the day. So I highly recommend this product. Did not care for the blush palette whatsoever. I could not even get the product onto my face. No pigment with these at all. Now I did try that brush out again with a separate blush. That's a little bit better in pigment, and it did perform beautifully with this brush. So it was the blush that was the reason why I thought this wasn't a good brush, but it is. The mascara, even though I did not like the initial application with it, and it is a very wet mascara, it did not move from my lower lashes all day. It stayed put, so I was very happy to see that. Brow pencil, I really enjoyed that. I loved how it applied. It was very smooth and creamy, and it lasted all day too, so I was very impressed by that. There were 3 products I did not get to show you in the up-close application or in a wear test, but I've tested them since making that video. And the first is a cream contour kit. This has 6 shades within it, and they are very creamy. You barely need to put the brush into these products before you pick up a ton of product, and they are super pigmented and incredibly easy to blend. I had no trouble with blending these into my skin at all, and the results are so beautiful when you're done. I also picked up this mousse blush, and the shade that I'm showing you here is Coral. I used a small amount of this because it was extremely pigmented, like the contour palette I just showed you. And I got the most beautiful color payoff with it. It was so easy to apply. A little bit goes a long way, and the color was absolutely beautiful against my skin. So I highly recommend these mousse blushes if you see them in Forever 21 also. Last product I tried was their jelly highlighter. It's an interesting product. It wasn't my favorite. I'll just tell you that up front. I didn't really care for it because I feel like it's more about applying straight glitter onto your face rather than a highlighter. I mean, granted, it does highlight that area of the face where you apply it, but it's not really a highlighter in the traditional sense. But if you like glitter, you might really enjoy this product. So it's not a bad product, but it's going to be based off of your personal taste as to whether or not it's right for you. Overall, I have to say I am pretty impressed by a lot of the products that I tested out for you here today, and I do feel like they are worth looking into. If you had any interest in any of the ones that I showed you, I would absolutely recommend visiting a Forever 21 and picking them up. Like I said, there are a couple misses here. Not everything was hit it out of the park wonderful, but for the most part, very impressed, much more so than I remember being in the past. And let me know what you thought about these products today. And if you've tested anything out from Forever 21 yourself, feel free to share your favorites below as well. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Please subscribe for more videos like this in the future, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.